Welcome dear students. In previous class we discussed about origin of charges. From that we came to know that where actually the charges are present, and also we observed how we can make an uncharged body as a charged body, and also we got the idea about work function. Now we are going to discuss the classification of a material. Classification of a material. Yes, students, in our surrounding, we will observe there are different kinds of materials. Suppose that if I assume that this is an iron rod, and if I touch this iron rod to the current carrying electric wire, then I will experience some electrical shock. Suppose that instead of this iron rod, if I take an wooden piece and if I touch this wooden piece to the current carrying electric wire, then I will not experience any electric shock. Right? So we will observe from the different objects different behaviors, right? So on the basis of behavior of that object, we can classify the materials as conductors and insulators. Conductors and insulators. Now first let us discuss what is the meaning of conductors. Conductors are nothing but substances which allow charge to pass through them. Then that type of substances are called as conductors. Substances which allow charge to pass through them is called as conductors. Why actually these substances allow the charges to pass through them? That one we will discuss. Suppose that if I consider one conducting body, assume that this is a conducting body. This conducting body is made up of so many atoms. So these all are the atoms of this conducting body. Okay. So this atom consisting of a central nucleus, that is the central core of an atom, and around this nucleus it has some orbits. Assume that this is a valence shell, and in that valence shell it has a valence electrons which is revolving around the nucleus. Especially in the case of conductors, these valence shell electrons are free electrons. Why these electrons free means there is a less attractive force between the nucleus and valence shell electrons, so that these valence shell electrons are very free in the case of conductors. Because of that, these electrons can move anywhere inside the material or anywhere inside the conductor. So that these free electrons are the responsible for conduction in the case of conductors. Okay. So that such a type of substances are called as conductors. Now let us see what are the examples for conductors. Examples. That is metallic bodies. That may be copper, iron, etc. Metallic bodies. Human body. Living plants. Earth, etc. These all are example for conductors, and these all such a type of substances which allow the charges to pass through them. And another type of the material is nothing but insulators. Let us see what is the meaning of insulators. So insulators are nothing but substances which do not allow charge to pass through them, then that type of substances are called as insulators. Why that type of substance will not allow the charges to pass through them? That one we will discuss now. Suppose that if I take an insulating body, this insulating body also made up of so many atoms. In that atom, it has a central core called a nucleus, and it has a valence shell. In that, it has a valence electrons which is revolving around the nucleus. But in the case of insulators, especially in the case of insulators, these electrons, that means valence shell electrons, are not free electrons. Why they are not free electrons means there is a strong attractive force between the nucleus and valence shell electrons, so that these electrons are tightly bound electrons. So these valence electrons are tightly bound electrons in the case of insulators. So they are not free. These electrons are not free. Because of that, it can't move anywhere inside the material. So that conduction is not possible in the case of insulators. Okay. So now let us see what are the example for insulators. Example for insulators are non-metallic bodies. Non-metallic bodies like rubber, plastic, wood, nylon, etc. These all are example for insulator. In such a type of materials, the charges will not pass easily because they do not have any free electrons inside the material. Okay, so that is about conductors and insulators. Now, one thing you should remember in the case of conductor is, in the case of conductors, for example, if I take conducting spherical body, this is assumed that conducting spherical body. If I transfer some of the charges to this conducting spherical body, assume that I transferred here 6 electrons to the conducting spherical body. So these all 6 electrons are like charges. Because of that, there is a repulsive force between them. Because of repulsive force, they try to go far from each other. Up to where it can move. That is very important. Up to surface it can move because of repulsive force. And they will distributed on the surface. But they will not come outside from that surface. Why they come not outside the surface means, the outside the surface of conducting spherical body there is a medium. That medium is nothing but air medium. And we know that this air medium also a insulating medium, so that these charges which are distributed on the surface of the conducting body will not pass through this air medium because of insulating medium. Understood? So that they will always distribute on the surface of the spherical body. This happens only in the case of conductors. And this distribution of charges on the surface of the body depends on the shape of the body. That is also very important. It depends on shape of the body. And why it depends shape of the body, that one we'll discuss in the case of electric field part. Okay. So that is about classification of materials. Now we will see methods of charging. Methods of charging. Methods of charging. We already know that we can make a uncharged body as a charged body, and there is some methods to make a uncharged body as a charged body. Mainly there are 3 methods of charging a body. They are nothing but method of charging by friction, and charging by conduction, and charging by induction. These are the 3 main methods to charge a body. First one is nothing but charging by friction. Charging by friction. Charging by friction. So charging by friction means what? So charging by friction is nothing but it is the method of charging a by rubbing with rubbing with another body, then it is called as charging by friction. Method of charging a body by rubbing with another body. So this one we already discussed in the previous class. When we rub one body with another body, then the body will get as a charged body. Especially this kind of method we will observe in insulators, but it is not possible in the case of conductors. Why it is not possible in the case of the conductors means, for example, if I take this one as iron rod, this one is the conductor, right? When I rub this conductor with the silk cloth, then it will acquire some charge after rubbing. But these charges leak through my body to the ground. Why it leak through my body to the ground means, this iron rod also conducting body, my body also conducting body. So that between my body and this conducting body there is a physical contact. So that the charges easily pass through my body, and also it pass through the earth also, because earth also is conductor. So that there is no acquire of a charge in this material, that is in a conducting material. So we can tell that it is not possible to charge a conducting body by friction method. Okay, so that is the charging by friction. And another method of charging a body is nothing but charging by conduction. Charging by conduction. So what is the meaning of charging by conduction? Charging by conduction is nothing but it is the method of charging a uncharged body, by keeping a charged body, in physical contact with it, in physical contact with it, then that type of method is called as a charging by conduction method. By this method, how we can make a uncharged body as a charged body, that one we will discuss now. For that, I should take one conducting uncharged body. The body should be conducting body, and that conducting body should be uncharged body. Uncharged body means we know that number of positive charges equal to number of negative charges. That means the net charge on this body equal to 0. So this is a uncharged body. Now I want to make this uncharged body as a charged body by conduction method. How we can make this as a charged body? To do so, I am taking another body that should be charged body. I am taking another body that is a charged body, and this body has there are 6 electrons. I am assuming that it has 6 electrons, and this body I am taking as a first body. This charged body I am taking as first body, and uncharged body I am taking as a second body. Now what I am going to do is I am going to touch this first body to the second body. That means I am keeping the physical contact of first body with the second body. Okay. So now second body is a conducting body. Here in first body there are 6 electrons and all are like charges. Because of that there is a repulsive force between these all electrons. So that each electron try to push another electron. That's why this electron which is present here, that means first electron which is present in the charged body, try to transfer to the second body. Because second body is a conducting body, that's why it can easily transfer to the second body. Now this first charge will transfer to the second body. That means there is a deficiency of charge in the first body. That means it is losing 1 electron, and second body will gain 1 extra electron. So similarly, second electron also transfer to the first body because of a force of repulsion, and third electron also transfer to the second body from first body because of repulsive force between them. Now if you observe in the first body, now it has 3 electrons, minus 3. In the second body, if you observe, see here, it has 3 protons and 6 electrons, minus 6 electrons. And net charge on this second body is nothing but 3 electrons. So that second body also has 3 electrons. Now both the bodies has the same amount of charges. Same amount of charges means the magnitude of force also same. Right? Here also same force, here also same force. The forces between the bodies are same. So that if another electron, after transfer of 3 electrons, if another electron try to transfer to the second body, then second body will not allow to transfer to second body. Okay, so this second body will not allow the further transmission of charges from first body. Why means now the net force is equal to 0. Why net force becomes 0 means it also has 3 electrons. Because of this there will be a force, and here also it has 3 electrons. Because of that also there is a force. The net force becomes 0 because it has an equal amount of charges, and the direction of force is opposite and magnitude of force is same. So that the net force becomes 0. So because of that there is no further transmission of electron takes place. Here if you observe, out of 6 only 3 electrons can move from one body to another body. That means only half of the transmission of charges will takes place in the case of charging by conduction method. So that is a very important point here. So we can observe here that we can make a uncharged body as a charged body by conduction method by keeping the physical contact of a charged body with it. Only the half of the charges will transfer from a charged body to the uncharged body, because after half of the transfer of charges the net force becomes 0, so that further transmission of charges will not take place. Here if you observe, I did here uncharged body as a charged body, that is a negatively charged body because it has now 3 electrons. So now it is becomes a negatively charged body. To make negatively charged body, I took charged body, that is negatively charged body. That means to do negatively charged body, uncharged body as a negatively charged body, I should take negatively charged negatively charged body. Similarly, if I want to make uncharged body as a positively charged body, then I should take positively charged body and I should make a physical contact of that positively charged with the body with the uncharged body. Then uncharged body become a positively charged body. Okay. The important points you should remember that in this case the body can be charged as negatively by keeping negatively charged body in physical contact with it. This is the very important point. And another point, body can be charged as positively by keeping positively charged body in physical contact with it, And another point is that only half of the transfer of charges takes place in this method. So these are the main 3 important points in this method, that is nothing but the charging by conduction method. And another method is there, that is nothing but the charging by induction. That method we will discuss in the next class.